Hello, this is Wendy, and if you're watching this video, thank you for liking my blog, Pieces of My Heart. Let's talk about the blessings of Jacob, and let's start with the scripture from before his birth. And this is out of Genesis 25, starting at verse 22. But the children inside her, speaking of Rebekah, struggled with each other, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So Rebekah went to inquire of the Lord, and he declared to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you will be separated, and one people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the time came to give birth, there were indeed twins in her womb. The first one came out red, covered with hair like a fur coat, so they named him Esau. After this, his brother came out grasping Esau's heel, so they named him Jacob. So from the womb, God intended for him to be over his brother, and he was already struggling for his position and for his blessing in the womb. Jacob deceived for his first blessing from his father, which gave him the family blessing, but he did receive it because God was in it. Jacob wrestled for his next blessing, and he received it because God was in it, and his identity and his name were changed that day, and he received the blessing of the promise that was already foretold to his grandfather Abraham. Inevitably, God was preparing Israel, the person, and Israel, the nation, for what they would have to do in order to get their blessing. When the Israelites went into the promised land, they were promised the blessing, but they had to fight for the blessing. And I'm going to read to you Numbers 33, verses 50 through 55. On the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into Canaan, drive out all of the inhabitants of the land before you, destroy all their carved images and their cast idols, and demolish all their high places. Take possession of the land and settle in it, for I have given you the land to possess. Distribute the land by lot according to your clans. To a larger group give a larger inheritance, and to a smaller group a smaller one. Whatever falls to them by lot will be theirs. Distribute it according to your ancestral tribes. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land, those you allow to remain will become barbs in your eyes and thorns in your sides. They will give you trouble in the land where you will live." So God literally told them to go in and battle for the possession of the land that he had already promised them to have. And if you'll remember, there were 2.5 tribes that stayed on the other side of Jordan, and they said, "Let's have this for ourselves, but we will go battle with you for your allotments. And then when you have your allotments, we will come back here." And so they already knew they were going to have to go battle for the land that God had already promised them. So God, through the life of Jacob, prepared him for the fact that he would have to battle for his blessings, and he would have to fight to keep his blessings. And it's still happening today. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. It's all about Jesus.